Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Super Cool Radio. I'm your host, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm very excited because I have a great guest making a return to the podcast. It's been almost 2 years since our last conversation. She's an incredible guitarist, vocalist, musician, all around just incredible. Please welcome Erin Coburn.
Hello! Thanks for having me back. I'm so excited to be here.
It's awesome to have you back on the podcast. I know with everything you've been doing that you've been very busy with everything. Indeed. So I'm excited to catch up and chat with you.
Me too. Excited to do some updates.
Oh, definitely. But before we get to those updates, so I have some new questions in my repertoire now. So I am curious for you.
All right, bring it on.
I've been asking my guests lately. So for you, so if you're running short on time, you have to be somewhere very quickly. What is your go-to song that you're going to listen to on the drive over there?
Oh, it changes. It changes all of the time. Oh, that's really tricky. If I need to, okay, look, I don't speed. I grandma drive. But if I need to speed in my terms, which is still grandma driving, I'd probably put on some Humanity's Last Breath. Labyrinthian. I don't know how you say it, but that song by Humanity's Last Breath. Oh my God, it's so good. That riff just does it. So probably that.
That's so good. That's a
Have
very
you heard
solid one. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I mean, I'm not super familiar with their work, but yes, I've heard that one.
Yeah, that one's great. Everything that Buster Oldham touches just turns to gold. Freaking awesome.
Oh, yeah. Well, I went I guess it's more basic. I went Stupefy by Disturbed. That's mine.
Oh, heck yeah. That's a good one.
Because that's just with the drum beats on that, yes. And just the overall song, I don't speed either. At least that I'll admit.
Wink, wink.
Yes. But yes, if I have to be somewhere, that is definitely my go-to song.
That's awesome. I mean, I'll give that one a go next time I'm going somewhere, and I'll report back if it helps me get places faster.
As long as you don't get any tickets.
Yeah, as long as I haven't yet. I've gotten pulled over twice in my life. Once because my taillight was out, and it was actually very early into me getting my license, and I was new to everything, and I got pulled over, and he goes, "License and registration, please." And I said, "Okay," and I handed him the manual to my car, and he was like, "Ma'am, that's your manual." I was 16 and a half, so I was like, oh my God. And then the second time was a state trooper pulled me over because my tags, I guess, were expired. I didn't know it, and I was just in tears. I was like, did I do something wrong? He was like, I think I made it awkward because he was like, oh no, you're okay, it's okay. When in doubt, just cry it out.
I'm gonna next time I get pulled over, I'm just gonna start crying.
Try it, yeah, or at least have some eye drops in your car so you can yeah.
Yeah, just make the whole situation super awkward, and then they're like, you know what? You got enough going on anyway.
Exactly. I'm sorry you're having a bad day. Didn't want to make it worse.
With my luck, I'd probably just get arrested.
Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Just hand them the manual to your car.
Yeah, I'll start with that first. And then you know what? This guy, I don't think he's doing anything. He doesn't even know what's going on.
He was listening to Disturbed. It's all right. He's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start with that. I'll start with that, and then if that doesn't work, I'll hand him my manual. If that doesn't work, I'll just start crying.
Exactly. There's steps to this process, but hopefully you don't have to use it.
I hope not either.
Yeah.
All right, well, an update before we get to your update. So update for me, I actually have a trench coat now.
Do you?
Yes.
Well, what does it look like? Describe it. Do you have it?
It's upstairs, but...
Okay, give me every detail.
Well, it's all black trench coat, and
love it.
I got it for free, so
even better. Yes.
Because
so those are my favorite gloves.
Oh yeah.
Did I inspire the trench coat?
It actually just happened randomly because I mean yes you did.
You could have just said yes.
I mean, funny it was not too long after our conversation though.
Oh, let's go. It amplifies every outfit. You could be wearing a t-shirt and jeans and then put a trench coat on. It's boom, fashion. So congratulations on the trench coat. That's huge.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. So you had some new music just released. this year. I believe you have 3 new singles.
I do, yes.
So if anyone has not listened to it, haven't checked it out yet, what can they expect?
Oh, it's a ride. The first single that I released is called Super Ugly, and it's a very like big, dramatic rock song with some metal influences. It's about like when I was growing up, I would write letters to like the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus and, Easter Bunny, asking them to turn me into a monster and make me something hideous and huge and scary. So that way, like, I could scare away the people that would bully me for being weird and being the chicken girl, because I grew up with chickens. And yeah, I always wanted to write that song, and so I wrote it. And then the second one is called The Rider. It's very spicy. It's a spicy rock kind of vibe. And then at the end, there's like this really dissonant, icky breakdown. And at the very, very end, there's this like jazz R&B like stripped back moment. And it was actually funny because my producer, George, and I were mixing that song. Like he was mixing it, and I was like, we were on a video call while he was doing it. And he was like, what if we put some bossa nova at the end of this? I'm like, no. And then he did it as a joke, and I'm like, no. And then he like leaned more into the joke, and I was like, okay, maybe you're onto something. And then that's where that outro was born. And then the last song that was released, the previous one, is called Man-Made Enemies, and it's a very like anthemic like song that I could see people shouting at shows and stuff. But yeah, I really, really enjoy that one. And then the next one, which is dropping February 4th, is the heaviest one I think on the whole record. So I collaborated with Baby J from Darko US and Chelsea Grin, and I collaborated with Richie from Fire from the Gods, and it's epic. It's so icky. So yeah, that's what's new. That's what to expect. It's so exciting.
Well, I really enjoyed the first 3 that have been released. I'm definitely looking forward to the next one that's released in February, because that sounds just awesome.
Oh, it's gonna be, yeah.
Oh, for sure. And so like those collaborations with those musicians that you listed, like how did that come about?
Well, so Baby J and I have been friends for a bit, and like we had a lot of like similar music tastes, and it's actually interesting because he writes some like just heavy stuff. Are you familiar with Darko US?
Not too much, no.
Like they're like, oh my god. So it's Tom Barber from Chelsea Grin, like the vocalist, and then it's Baby J, the drummer from Chelsea Grin, and it's their project. And Baby J writes all the instrumentation, and then Tom, I think, goes in with the screams and vocals. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's to me, I love it. I've been obsessed with them since I discovered them like a few years back. So yeah, to be friends with the guy that is in that project is really cool. And then I texted him and I said, hey, I didn't know you knew Richie, because apparently him and Richie knew each other and have worked on music together. And he was like, yeah. And he said, what are you doing with Richie? And I said, oh, Richie and I are collaborating on like a song. And he said, let's do it. And I said, all right, sick. So then we all jumped on like a Muse call, which is kind of like Zoom for musicians, and wrote the song. So Baby J is an insane writer and drummer and player, and so is Richie. So it was really, really cool. The guy has like 3 DT whammy pedals, which is just insane. Like unheard of. But yeah, it was a really cool process, and the thing that came out of it is nuts. I was actually just learning the guitar parts today, because I didn't write the guitar parts for that song, actually. He did. So it's very distinct style.
Well, that is just so cool, and just kind of happened kind of quickly and organically.
It did. Yeah, it was like, because we needed another song for the like 12 songs because I told George like there'll be 12 songs, and then I ended up like throwing one away, and I was like, well, shit, like I'll just collaborate with people that I admire, and then it came to life, and I'm so grateful for that.
All right, well, I'm definitely going to give them a listen as well.
Yes, you should. Yes.
So I'm kind of curious. So like with the new set of songs, like it definitely has a different vibe compared to like the previous material that I've listened to from you. So kind of curious, like has the writing and recording process changed for you?
Yes, it's changing right now as I write the new stuff. This writing and recording process for like all of the stuff that's coming out now was like a very pivotal moment in my entire life. Like I spent like 1 or 2 years writing songs thinking that would be on the next album. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to end up working with George Lever. Cool, that's awesome. I'll bring these songs that I have over to him. And we actually pitched a lot of them, ended up rewriting together. We kept like a small amount and then like kind of like updated them. But yeah, we wrote a lot of things together, and that was a very different process. It was this process was different because I was working with other people. A lot of the times I've been alone and like just done it all myself. And so having other people around me, I had George Lever, I had James Sanger, I had Ken Lewis, I had, Richie and Baby J on the one song, and then I had Mike Mallion who plays drums, doing drums for the record, and then Sam Kubrick, I collaborated with him on 2 songs. He's in the band Shields. Yeah, it was a very different experience because there were other people around. But that's so freaking cool because it's just, I think being around people that you've never been around before, because I'd never met them in person, like it can bring out things that you didn't know about yourself in the creative field and the personal field, like all kinds of things. So that kind of changed the process for me. And seeing how George works, he works really fast, and the way he does sound design, like he had brought up, him and James, my mentor, had brought up while I was there. They were like, do you start every song that you write with the guitar in your hands? And I was like, yeah, like that's my identity. I look at the guitar and I go, that's me. If I have a photo of me without a guitar, I'm like, who the fuck is that? But then I put the guitar on, it's like, oh, there she is. And which is cool, but also I realized that it was actually hurting me in my writing process because I would sit down, if I didn't have a guitar in my hands, I'd be like, all right, well, this is going to be bullshit. And then George showed me like, okay, well, look, synths exist and, you can do these cool vocal things, and it opened up a whole new world. So yeah, the process has changed greatly, and I'm learning a lot about synths right now from a lot of people that I really admire. So yeah, it's constantly changing with all the new knowledge and information.
We're glad to hear about the growth and kind of evolution of your writing and recording process. So I'm kind of curious. So like the first time you wrote without a guitar in your hand, like what was your feelings and thoughts going into that?
I was scared, like a little bit scared at first, because I was like, is this gonna be like boring because I don't have a guitar in my hand? And I'm like, well, actually, music isn't visual when it starts. I mean, it kind of is, but it's like no one's seeing me play a guitar when I'm writing. It's just me in the room, and I get to do what's speaking to me. And if the guitar isn't speaking to me that day, then I can still write stuff. Or like that's kind of what I learned. Yeah, it was a bit overwhelming, but it was exciting because I felt like I had permission to do that, because I never gave myself permission to write without a guitar. And then George was like, go try it. Just go sit on. Like, he was in the studio working on something, and then I went into his house and sat on the couch and just wrote something completely new, because we ended up scrapping one of the songs that needed work, and it's actually one of my favorite songs on the record. So yeah.
That is just so cool. Obviously, just with the growth and evolution, as I said, but also it's music. It's all about you're trying different things. You're doing. It's not just the same thing over and over. Like music can be whatever you want.
Exactly.
And so it's just really cool to kind of hear that kind of insight into it with kind of the growth and everything that you've been working on.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been a good process. I'm very grateful.
Well, I'm really glad to hear. So, but I'm kind of curious, and maybe this will be a little bit more of a challenging question, but I'm curious for you.
Okay.
How do you know when a song is complete?
That is a hard question.
I did say.
Yeah, that is really difficult. I think I'm still working on that. And that's where I think having people that you trust around you can help. There is a line between like taking in everyone's opinions when you're trying to write something close to your heart, but also having people that you trust that know you as an artist and as a person to go, don't touch it. This is it is helpful. But I think I might change on that, because I've been learning to trust my instincts more and more when it comes to writing. Because when I was 12 or 13, I wrote my first album, and I didn't have anyone else. It was just me, a ditto looper, and a guitar in like a room, and I wrote my whole album, and then I went in and recorded it with a band. And I look back at that now as a 24-year-old, and I look back at that and I go, I gave no shits about what anyone said. Someone could say, oh, don't use a ditto looper, or don't use that guitar, don't use that. And I was just like, I'm going to do what I want. I'm writing music. And somewhere along the line, as I got older, and now as I got older, more and more opinions kept coming in from people that I really admire and really respect, and like big people in the industry. And like, obviously I'm going to take that on board because I respect them. But then in the process, I think I started to lose that voice, that 12, 13-year-old voice. Like, I trust myself, I trust what I'm writing, I trust what I want to hear. So there's a fine balance, I think, between both of those things, and I'm still figuring that out and trying to get back to that. But I know Rick Rubin has written about, going back to the inner child and kind of embracing the inner child, because that's where creativity comes from, and that's where that permission to just create and not worry about rules exists. And that's what I'm trying to work my way towards. I mean, I have a therapist, and I've even asked my therapist, I said, can you help me get back to the inner child? And he was like, yeah, let's do an exercise. And he had me close my eyes, and he said, imagine yourself walking through the woods. And as you're walking through the woods, you're getting smaller and smaller until you're a child again, until you're like your little self. And you come across a house in the woods, a little creepy, I know. And you knock on the door, and someone opens it. And then he was like, who opened the door? And I was like, my grandma opened the door. And he said, all right, your grandma, here's what she's gonna tell you. And then he goes on to like say, you're doing a great job, and you have permission to just be and just create and do the things that your heart desires. And then, you go back through the woods and then grow up. And then, yeah, it was a beautiful exercise. It put me in tears, and I try to do that, when I feel like I'm losing that inner child when it comes to create. So sorry, this is a long-winded answer, but it really helped me. So I hope it helps someone else.
Oh no, for sure. And it's kind of interesting because this is kind of, with my, kind of journey with what I'm doing, is that when I first started, I was listening to like everybody who had any kind of feedback.
Yeah.
And then I was like, then I was doing stuff that like, I'm not really feeling this. Like, this isn't what I want it to be. And now, like, I still listen to, I have an inner circle of people I definitely listen to.
Yes.
But, like, I'm just going to do what I like. If people like it, fantastic. Exactly. And obviously, if people don't, that's totally cool, too. There's plenty of stuff out in the world and on the internet. But I think once you start thinking, it has to be this way, you have to do this, you put so many restraints on it that you kind of lose your creativity and even just your excitement to do things.
Exactly that. That's the thing, is like, I never want to sit down to write or create and go, all right, here's the format. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to make it a mathematical equation. I want to sit down and go, I'm so excited about this. It feels like, even though it's just me in the room right now, it feels like there's 20 people in here going, yeah, let's go, When this song makes you want to get up and dance around the room. It's like, those are the magical moments that make the studio to an artist. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, you need to hold on to that voice and have that inner circle that you trust, but also know that even what they say, and if it doesn't resonate with you, then maybe you don't take it on board. I mean, everyone's doing life for the first time, and I forget that. I always look at people that are older than me, and I'm like, oh, they know everything. Like, that's the end all be all. Like, what they say goes. And it's with art, it's just not that. It's not that.
Oh, for sure. I think, it's kind of funny, there's definitely been times, I'm not going to give any like specific examples, but some people who are older than me that gave me like some of the worst advice that I have like ever heard.
It happens.
And it's interesting. And honestly, there's been some people who are younger than me that have given me, some actually great, advice and tips on things, which is, it's funny, like everyone equivalents like, age to like wisdom and knowing what you're doing. There is no instruction manual in life, at least not that I have found, at least.
Nope. If there were, life would be really boring.
Yeah.
Who reads the instructions anyway?
Well, yeah, that too. Like, there's definitely been things that I have either worked on and or bought that says read instructions before you assemble or whatever.
Yeah.
My house is still standing and nothing's blown up, so I think I'm okay.
Perfect. There was I watched a video, Questlove was speaking, and it was like an interview, and he was talking about how I forgot who the producer of D'Angelo's, I forgot who his name was, but whoever produced D'Angelo's stuff, or maybe it was D'Angelo, I don't know. But he said someone he was talking about like beats, like playing behind the beat. So if your metronome's going like the drums are going, but that like they're like not even on the metronome, they're just like way behind it. He was talking about that, and then he said, you know, he goes, I asked the producer, how did he make a beat like that? And then the producer goes, he didn't read the instructions. It's like, that's beautiful. That's creativity.
Oh yeah, and you know it's funny, like especially nowadays I've kind of seen like art is supposed to be subjective, but like nowadays it seems like people want it to be more and more like objective with like certain things when it comes to like art and creativity, that it has to follow certain rules and do certain things.
Exactly.
And to me that's just one, it's very boring and it makes everybody kind of just act the same or make the same things, and that's not what art should be.
No. It shouldn't be about clout and numbers and social media. And as another lesson I'm learning is, you know, I've been an influencer for a while, and I started as an artist, and then got into influencing and did, you know, branded work, and I loved it. It was so much fun. But then at the end of the day, I look at that and I go, that's not me being an artist. That's me looking at numbers and trying to get likes and engagement, and that's not what I want to create for. And I started to also fall into the trap of, oh, well, if I write this, then this will get like views and stuff. And it's like, that's not at all how I want to write and how I want to show up. But yeah, like we're, especially in today's environment, like we're trained to want likes and want engagement and want those accolades. And a lot of people go, oh, Spirit Box is doing really well, I'm going to copy everything Spirit Box is doing and write like them, versus listening to what they maybe like their gut is saying, and they could be writing something even cooler or way more different than Spirit Box. Not cooler, but just, yeah, it's a hard thing to do though, to listen to that inner voice, because it's so drowned out by like overconsumption of everything.
Oh, for sure. And it definitely, that's something that I've definitely kind of looked at and realized, like, especially lately, probably in the last 12 to 18 months of, you know, because I would be like seeing the numbers and go, well, that's, you know, great. Like 5 people saw whatever. And then I would get like really like, just like, well, why am I doing this kind of thing? But then now, like more recently, I'm just like, I'm going to do what I like.
Yes.
And, you know, if it, you know, if social media, if it does well, if it doesn't, whatever, I enjoy what I'm doing. But also with the flip side of that, unfortunately, like I won't go into too many specifics, but there's definitely been people who've approached me and then they go, oh, well, your social media doesn't do well, we're not going to, talk to you or, follow up with anything. So it's kind of funny how people just kind of solely focus on numbers when it comes to things. And again, I get it, it's part of business. Yeah. But also at the same time, you should at least look at the quality content as well.
Absolutely. There are a million different ways to market things too. And like, I mean, I look at my favorite artists on Spotify, and their numbers are through the fucking roof. And then I look at that same artist on Instagram, and they have like barely any followers. I'm like, okay, that says a lot. And then I look at influencers that also make music, and like their numbers on Instagram are fucking through the roof. Their numbers on Spotify are like minimal. So there's like, it's interesting because you look at it and you go, okay, all right, artists are obviously spending more time on the music than on the video side of things and on like, the influencing side of things. And even, I'm sure like even for like podcasts and like interviews and stuff, it's probably the same way. You're spending a lot of time on this craft and talking to people and getting really quality conversations with really awesome people. And, you're making time for that versus trying to do the whole social media thing. I mean, there's a balance. I think there could be a balance between both, but that's so hard to strike, because once you start leaning into the social media thing, it like sucks you in like a vortex, and it's like, oh shit, I got less likes on this one post. So it's weird, man. It's weird.
It definitely is. And kind of nowadays, at least for me, I've kind of focused less on, like social media. Like I still obviously post everything. I want to make sure that it reaches as many people as possible. I'm going to put my best effort into it, but also at the same time, it's not going to consume me to where like I have to do this or I have to, do some dancing, reels or whatever. Like, that's not me. I'm not good at dancing
Exactly.
anyway. But yeah, I'm trying to hone more of the interview skills, the editing skills, and
Yes.
that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So,
Solely on your craft. That's cool.
oh, for sure.
Yeah. I think that's what will go a long way. It's the people that can keep up with their craft and, have continual education within it, versus the ones that go, okay, I've gotten to this point. This point gets a lot of views. All right, I'm just going to lock into that and leave it there. Like, eventually that will burn not only your audience out, but also burn you out. So good on you for keeping that going.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And we'll see how everything goes with everything. But I still like doing it, and I have fun. And what I've been really trying to do lately, kind of what I talked to you before this, is I really want to interview guests who I'm like excited about, because there's definitely in the past where I've interviewed people where it was either just because somebody that recommended them, or like they're part of a press release or something like that. And so it just wasn't people who I was excited to interview. No knock on anyone, but it's like I want to have actual conversations with people who I just want to have on the podcast. So you included with that with my list this year.
Let's go! I'm happy to be here.
Oh yeah, just because I really like having conversations with people. That's like why I have this podcast kind of thing, is I want to talk to people and just be excited too.
I feel it. I totally feel it.
So now I do have a few things. I got some more fun questions that I've decided to ask you. Some new ones that I've come up with.
Woo-hoo!
But before we get to that, you're the first person I asked one of my newer questions to in our last interview. So I got a follow-up for that.
Okay.
So I believe you have some new ink since our last interview.
I might. Oh, wait. I think I have 2 years. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So what's been your most recent tattoo?
Most recent one was, I think they're my shin tattoos. So I have gargoyle chicken dragons. Gargoyle chickens. They're not dragons. They're just gargoyle chickens. Can you see these?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, they're chickens and they're gargoyles, but they're the style of blackwork. So I've had this for a year, I think, and they're still people are like, are those fresh? And I'm like, no, they're just really heavy-handed. I love it. So that's probably my most recent one. I don't know if I had my Atlas,
Yep.
Okay, I did have that one. Okay, I think then the shins are the most recent, but I'm hoping in the next 2 years or so I can get this whole sleeve done, and then maybe do my legs as well. So more ink.
Well, I would say the shins one, very if you said that was a year, I don't know if I would believe it. It just looks so good.
Right? He does
very
such a good
fresh.
job. Yes. I also love the super, super dark ink style. So yeah, he slayed that.
How long a session was that for them?
It was 2 sessions. The first one was, I really don't remember. I want to say 5 hours, but I might be really wrong on that. I think the first session was 5 hours, and the next session was 1 or 2. It hurt so bad. I walked into that session with an ego, because I was like, all right, my stomach tattoo didn't hurt, my arms didn't hurt, these were nothing. We were fine, it's all good. So I was like, legs, how bad can legs be? If nothing else hurt, this is gonna be a breeze. No. Shins, on the shin bone, no. It was bad. It was really bad. One of the worst tattoo pains I think I've ever experienced. But we got through it. At the end of the first session, I was literally, my leg was just kicking, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I have no control over that. So he's just holding it down. it was funny. Yeah. So, but worth it. Now I have chicken gargoyles.
Oh yeah, they look amazing. So definitely worth the journey, we'll say.
Yes, more chicken tattoos coming soon.
Are you still getting comments of people saying you shouldn't get more tattoos?
Oh, all the time. Yeah. Yep. But that's all right. I think that they're just jealous that they haven't gotten tattoos themselves.
Word.
They're not for everyone though. I think. Yeah, I love wearable art. I love being at an art museum. I think it's a really cool thing. I get to show off art from people that I really admire, and yeah, my next tattoo, like whenever I get this sleeve done, I still haven't found an artist to do it. I have a few in mind, but I really want to find an artist that I just really vibe with their style, and I can just go, all right, here's like the basic idea, but I want you to design something and be an artist and do what you would like to do. So yeah, that's the goal. That's the dream.
Well, right on. Well, I hope that happens, and it
Thank you.
looks very cool with everything. So, but you got some very cool tattoos, so definitely
Thank
forward to
you.
seeing whenever that happens at some
Heck
point.
yeah, hopefully soon.
All right, so now I got a new question that I debuted a few months ago, so
Okay.
I am very curious for you. So if you got into a bar fight, there's 4 people trying to fight you. Which
What? Okay, sorry, I'm here. Go ahead. I'm in a bar fight.
there's 4 people trying to fight you.
Okay.
Which 3 musicians, anyone you like, dead or alive, from history, would you like in your corner to back you up?
Oh, that's a good question.
All original.
And we're swinging.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a bar fight. Yeah.
I don't have
You
experience.
need 3
in
other
this.
people.
All right. And they're musicians. Musicians. To
Yep,
back
have
up.
to be a musician. Yep.
Okay. All right. Let me think about this one. Dead or alive?
Yep. Anyone you like from history, musician, anyone.
Okay. First off, Jimi Hendrix. That's like, yeah, you have to have him in your corner. I think he'd be great because he could just like do his, some riffs and like should melt people's faces. Okay, Jimi Hendrix. I'm thinking Lane Staley, vocalist from Alice in Chains. And just because I thought he was amazing. He was so great. I'm not picking them because I think they would be good at fighting. I'm just picking them because I'm like, maybe we can hang out after and like get some tea or something. Who else? I don't know who my third person would be. There's there's so many musicians out there I could choose, but maybe maybe Matt Heafy from Trivium. Because I'm pretty sure he's like a black belt in jiu-jitsu, maybe? I can't remember. But yeah, I think he would be he would probably take the whole fight. So Jimmy and Lane and I will just be hanging out in the corner for a second, and then Matt can handle them, and then we'll all go get some food.
That's solid. I like that.
Perfect.
Like
no one's ever asked me that question. That was great.
That's Matthew Thomas original.
I'm here for it. That was great.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely this year. Well, it started last year, but definitely this year. I'm asking more fun, still music-related questions.
Yeah,
but just more fun questions like that.
I love that. This is my favorite podcast to listen to. Ask the non-normal questions. Those are the best.
Exactly.
Yes.
So hopefully, you don't get into a bar fight, but
yeah. But now I know if I do, I have friends to call on.
Exactly.
Raise some of them up from the dead.
Hey, just need just need a few chance of Ouija boards, you'll be fine.
Exactly. Although I've been playing Baldur's Gate recently, which I don't play video games, but I have a friend that I'm playing video games with now, once a week. And you can have there's spells where you can raise the dead and make them attack people. It's crazy work. It's crazy. I keep getting into battles though by accident, and then I'm like, oh, now I gotta be the bad guy. It's quite fun though.
So is it really accidental?
No, it's not. I just wanted. I'm like, la 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 la. Oops, my bad.
So you're preparing for real, or you are fighting people just virtually right now?
I'm a criminal in Baldur's Gate. See, I like video games because I can be someone who I would never ever be in real life or do in real life. I would not go around stealing things and opening random chests and taking the things that are inside it. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go and kill an entire goblin camp and then also kill an entire mushroom people camp. I would not do that in real life. But in video games, it's happened.
A different side of Erin in video games.
Yes, I'm learning about her too.
Well, I was sort of on that topic. I don't know if you've seen the one news story recently. I think it was a week or so ago. I didn't know grave robbing is still a thing in real life.
I saw that. Was it the dude that had 50 bodies?
It was 100, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And you have to be a musician. That's the only reason I saw it.
Oh, wait, he was?
Yeah, he was in a metal band. I didn't catch the name, or maybe they
Oh,
didn't say
boy.
it.
My dad actually came up to me. This is a bad joke, but my dad came up to me with that photo of the dude, and he goes, "You haven't been on a Tinder date with this guy, right?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Okay, just wondering." And then he told me why, and I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, I didn't know that was still a thing nowadays.
Yeah. Well, when people exist, there will be bad apples.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, but now as we're starting to close out this interview, let's get a few more things before we wrap up this interview. So, kind of getting back on your career in music now. So, I'm kind of curious for you. Obviously, like last interview, we talked about touring and all of that. So, I'm kind of curious. Before we get to the touring part, I'm curious for you. What has been the coolest or most unique venue you have performed at?
Oh, there's been a few. Trying to think what the coolest one was. We did perform at a racetrack in Chattanooga, which was really, really cool. Like the car racing track, and it was that was wild. Maybe that was one of the coolest. We also performed at an arena in Tennessee. I can't remember where in Tennessee it was, but yeah, we were in an arena opening for like a Kiss cover band, but they were like pretty big, and it was for a bunch of like firefighters, which was awesome. There's been some really, really cool venues though, like some smaller ones that I really enjoyed. Oh, I've played Morgan Freeman's Blues Club, Ground Zero. Both of the venues actually, the one that's in Clarksdale, Mississippi, like the original, and then the one that's in Biloxi, and they're super, super cool, really cool. I don't know if I'll be able to go back there because I don't play blues anymore, but maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'd say those are the coolest. There's tons more, but those are the ones that come to mind.
So with the racetrack, so were you like in the infield or whatever, or were you actually like on the racetrack?
We were on the racetrack.
Wow.
Yeah. It was wild.
Nice. That is very cool.
Yes, and then like the audience they were in like the stands.
Yes.
Yeah.
But well, if Alice Cooper can headline a jazz festival, I think you could play a blues club.
Yes. It's a good point, actually. Yes.
All right, so now as we're starting to close out this interview, so I'm curious. So we just started 2026, barely got to 2026. So what is your plans for the rest of the year?
Well, to release the rest of this music, because I have 12 songs total, so there's a few more to go. And actually, we have our first gig on the books right now. It's been announced very quietly, but I'm a little nervous because there's still so much to prep. Like I'm doing all of the show like programming. Like I'm programming all the lights, I'm programming all of the tone changes, I'm like building the racks, I'm doing everything technology wise to prep for this, which is a lot. And then also learning how to play and sing the songs, because I know like about 80 to 85% of the set I can play and sing no problem, but some of those like heavy songs with like super rhythmic syncopated verses, like while I'm doing a completely different rhythm on vocals, it's taking a bit more time. But I think we'll be ready May 22nd in Columbus, Ohio. It's at this place called the Black Swan. That is going to be our first gig, I think, as Coburn. And yeah, so after that, hopefully more touring. I know we're kind of a little late as far as booking into the season, but we're hoping we can either get on a tour with a big band or just book a bunch of independent venues for the rest of the year. But yeah, touring is the main goal for 2026. And then, of course, more new music.
Well, I'm definitely very excited for what you have in the works for this year, and hopefully I can catch you at a show as well.
Yes.
So I'm kind of curious, will Susan make her return to the stage?
Susan is retired, actually. I'm very sad. I actually don't know where Susan is currently, and I'm low-key afraid that my dad may have thrown her away.
So she's MIA right now.
Yeah, Susan is. Yeah, we had a house fire. So my house caught on fire, and like half of it had to get like fixed because it was just completely burnt. The studio was okay, which was good, but everything got like jumbled and misplaced and was in storage for like a bit. So now that everything's back, it's just kind of like where is everything, because it's all unorganized. But maybe Susan's like in storage still, hopefully. And for people that don't know who Susan is, Susan was a plant that my band and I toured with when I was touring in the Blues. We toured with her for a bit and kicked her around the stage, and she was our 4th band member.
Yeah. Hopefully Susan's doing well.
I hope so too.
Somewhere, wherever she is, maybe she's traveling the world.
That's what I'd like to think that. Yeah.
All right, so as we're closing this interview out, so for everyone watching, where are the best places to find Coburn online?
You can find me on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, under Coburn Official, COBURN Official. And yeah, that's the place. And then also Spotify, all the streaming services, just under Coburn in all caps. So Coburn.
Very good. I will leave some links for Coburn in the description of this podcast. Check out the new music, and definitely very excited for what you have in the works for 2026.
Me too. Likewise. Thank you.
Very welcome. For Erin Coburn, I'm your host, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Super Cool Radio. And remember, stay frosty.